if you've been out of the loop on what's been going on with some of the most anticipated movies over the next year or so, look no further than this. From rumors that Tobey Maguire and Hugh Jackman could lead the Avengers in Secret Wars, to a crossover release involving Chucky and Megan, this is a roundup you'll never know you needed. Five Nights at Freddy's fans, there's some exciting chatter about a possible sequel to the recent video game movie adaptation. Emma Tammy, the director behind the film, has shared her thoughts on what we might expect in a follow-up to the frightful flick. In case you missed it, the first movie took its inspiration from the original game and followed the harrowing experiences of security guard Mike Schmidt as he grapples with those menacing animatronics at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. But the thing is, it also wove in elements from other games in the franchise, concocting its own unique narrative while staying grounded in the lore of the initial game. Emma Tammy spilled the beans in an interview with Variety, hinting that a Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie could borrow elements from the second game in the series. The director, however, pointed out that the concrete plans for a sequel depend on the success of the first film at the box office. Despite a lukewarm critical reception, the movie has surprisingly raked in a whopping $130.6 million worldwide. With that kind of financial success, it's looking pretty likely that we might just get to revisit Freddy's eerie establishments in the sequel. There's so much more lore to dive into, so it seems like the Five Nights at Freddy's cinematic universe is just beginning its creepy journey. I hope you're ready, Highlander fans, because it seems like the long-anticipated reboot is finally gearing up for production. The man behind the camera, Chad Stahelski, recently dropped some positive hints about the project's progress. And guess what? Henry Cavill is set to take the lead as Connor McLeod, the iconic character originally portrayed by Christopher Lambert in the 1986 classic. In a chat with Collider's Nate Richard, Stahelski couldn't give us an exact date, but he did say it's going to be within a year or so. So that's some exciting news for Highlander enthusiasts. Stahelski has been juggling two projects simultaneously, with Ghost of Tsushima and Highlander both on his plate. The original Highlander movie, directed by Russell Mulcahy, didn't set the box office on fire back in the day. But the concept of immortal heroes has always piqued industry interest, leading to this reboot. Dave Bautista was initially attached to star, but as the project went through its ups and downs, he went on to build his career in other ways. While there's no official release date yet, you can expect the new Highlander to probably hit theaters when it finally arrives. The God of Thunder might just be making a comeback, and there's a new Thor movie in the works, but it's rumored to come with a significant change. So after Thor 4, Love and Thunder didn't quite hit the bullseye with fans, and didn't match the box office success of Thor Ragnarok, Marvel seems to be plotting a different course for a fifth installment. According to The Grapevine, and reports from Comic Book Movie, Hollywood insider Daniel Richtman shared some juicy tidbits in his podcast. Word is Taika Waititi might not be in the director's chair this time. Now, that might not be a shocker to some, as many fans found Waititi's colorful and goofy style a bit much for the character. Even Chris Hemsworth, the man himself, had a condition for his return, a significant change for Thor. In the current MCU lineup to 2027, there's no mention of Thor 5 yet, so if we do get another dose of the God of Thunder, it's not likely to hit the screens before 2028. The black phone is ringing again, folks. Universal and Blumhouse are bringing us a sequel to the spine-chilling 2022 horror flick, and it's set to hit theaters on June 27th, 2025. Get ready for The Black Phone 2, which is being touted as the kickoff for a whole new spine-tingling franchise. The original movie featured the talented Ethan Hawke as the sinister child abductor and murderer known as the Grabber, along with Mason Thames playing the role of 13-year-old Finney. Finney's harrowing journey unfolds as the Grabber traps him in a soundproof basement, cut off from the outside world. The only lifeline he has is a disconnected telephone that starts ringing mysteriously. When Finney picks up, he discovers he can communicate with the spirits of the Grabber's deceased victims. With their spectral guidance, he learns how to survive and fight back, ultimately escaping from the clutches of the Grabber. As for The Black Phone 2, we're in the dark when it comes to casting and plot details for now. Marvel Studios is cooking up what could be the mother of all blockbusters with Avengers Secret Wars. Word on the street suggests that Hugh Jackman's Wolverine and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man are poised to take center stage in the grand finale of the MCU's multiverse saga. The buzz circulating around Avengers Secret Wars revolves around the Time Variance Authority, assembling a squad of multiversal Avengers from various corners of the MCU. This golden opportunity is expected to bring back some beloved characters, and Hollywood insiders have been dropping hints left and right about Hugh Jackman donning the claws as Wolverine and Tobey Maguire web-slinging back as Spider-Man in this epic endeavor. It's not exactly shocking news that Maguire and Jackman might play pivotal roles in Avengers Secret Wars. These two actors were the MCU's original big shots, predating the rise of Iron Man. Plus, they've already made their mark in the MCU, with Maguire's appearance in No Way Home and Jackman's upcoming gig in Deadpool 3. With the sprawling multiverse saga and its star-studded cast, Marvel fans are undoubtedly chomping at the bit for the next two Avengers installments. Regardless of how fans interpret Robert Downey Jr.'s comments, one thing's for sure, Marvel Studios is thinking big and aiming for the stars. So for the last 40 years, Chucky, the killer doll from Child's Play, has held the crown as the go-to creepy doll. Brad Dourif's Charles Lee Ray brought Chucky to life in 1988, making dolls the stuff of nightmares when his spirit possessed a good guy doll. But now in this new era and millennium, it looks like Chucky might have some competition. Fast forward to 2022, and the movie Megan introduced a new contender for Chucky's title. Fans are buzzing about the possibility of a showdown between Chucky and Megan in the Chucky TV show, which some say could even outshine the movies. When asked by Variety if Megan might make an appearance in the sci-fi series, Chucky's creator Don Mancini responded with a tantalizing, I would say, stay tuned. Mancini's teasing response hints at a possible on-screen showdown between these two iconic characters. And what's even more promising is that both Chucky and Megan are owned by NBC. This means the Chucky series could carve its own path into a bloody multiverse. While the MCU has been connecting stories for over a decade, Chucky could offer something different, adding a dash of meta-humor and making the genre more accessible. If this face-off does happen, you can bet on a heap of clever quips and puns that you won't see coming. The official Ghostbusters X account has teased us with a promise that something strange is coming soon, and it might just be the first trailer for the sequel to Ghostbusters Afterlife. Scoopster Daniel Rickman, via his Patreon page, dropped this thrilling news and even hinted at the rumor title for the sequel, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. That name seems to align perfectly with the icy teaser poster, featuring the iconic Ghost logo encased in ice. If the first trailer does indeed roll in next week, we could finally have that title confirmed. Originally, Ghostbusters Afterlife director Jason Reitman was expected to direct the sequel, but he handed the Proton Pack over to Gil Keenan. In Gil's own words, it's an absolute honor to pick up the Proton Pack and step behind the camera for the next chapter of the Spangler family saga. And that's some epic news for all the ghost hunting fans out there. The cast is an all-star lineup with McKenna Grace, Finn Wolfhard, Carrie Coon, Paul Rudd, Celeste O'Connor, Logan Kim, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, Annie Potts, Kumail Nanjiani, Patton Oswalt, James Acaster, and Emily Allen Lind, along with a surprising return from the original movie. Mark your calendars, because the Ghostbusters are set to return on March 29th, 2024. If you've been eagerly waiting for the It prequel series, Welcome to Derry, and other HBO and Max series, you might need to exercise some patience. Casey Bloys, the chairman CEO of HBO and Max, dropped the news during a recent press event, suggesting that these series are likely sailing over to 2025. The reason behind this delay? Well, it's a combo of the recently wrapped up writer's strike and an ongoing actor's strike, which have thrown a wrench into the original timelines. Bloys mentioned that White Lotus Season 3 and Welcome to Derry both got pushed back, with White Lotus now aiming for 2025 instead of 2024, and Welcome to Derry shifting from its Halloween 2024 slot to the following year. But don't despair just yet, because HBO isn't leaving you high and dry in 2024. Bloys confirmed that they're eyeing a summer 2024 release for House of the Dragon Season 2. As for Welcome to Derry, it's set to explore the eerie past of the It universe, directed by Andy Muschietti, who helmed the first two It films. Although we don't have too many plot details yet, we do know Bill Skarsgård won't be returning as Pennywise, and it'll serve as a prequel to Muschietti's previous works. A sequel to the 2022 hit, Samaritan, is officially in the works at Amazon MGM Studios. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Sly Stallone is all set to make a grand return to both produce and star in the sequel. Before the ongoing SAG-AFTRA strike, Stallone managed to ink a deal to reprise his role in the exciting follow-up. So you can expect more action-packed superhero goodness with Stallone at the helm. And there's more good news. The original film's writer, Bragi F. Schutt, is also making a comeback to pen the sequel. Although it's still up in the air whether director Julius Avery will be back in the director's chair, the return of Stallone and Schutt promises an action-packed and thrilling sequel. If you missed the first installment, it was initially released in 2022 as an exclusive on Prime Video and took Amazon by storm. In fact, it held the #1 spot on Prime Video for a whopping 3 consecutive weeks after its release. Paramount Pictures just pushed back the release of the upcoming Mission Impossible film, not by a few weeks, but by nearly a whole year. Originally set for June 28, 2024, it now hits the big screen on May 23, 2025. Why the delay, you ask? Well, it's all thanks to the ongoing SAG-AFTRA strike, which disrupted production. Many other big-budget blockbusters are facing a similar fate if the actors' union and studios can't reach an agreement soon. But don't fret, there's a silver lining. A Quiet Place Day One, the prequel to the 2018 post-apocalyptic sensation, is moving up to June 28, 2024 from its previous date of March 8, 2024. And for all you SpongeBob SquarePants fans, the animated adventure initially slated for May 23, 2025 has been pushed to December 19, 2025. Now when Mission Impossible finally hits theaters, it'll have a new name, with Paramount and Skydance dropping the second half of its title. Formerly known as Dead Reckoning Part 2, the sequel will pick up where 2023's Dead Reckoning Part 1 left off. So which movie are you looking forward to most? Let me know in the comments.